So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another YouTube video, and today we are going to be going over my agency's exact 4-step process on how we increase ROAS for all of our clients. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So like I said in the intro today, we are going to be going over the exact systems and processes that my agency personally executes on when trying to increase ROAS for our clients. And contrary to popular belief, increasing your ROAS does not have to do anything with, increasing ad spend or, trying to narrow down age ranges, genders, all these different things. It actually comes down to very simple components. And once you understand those core components, it makes it very easy for you to, attain insane ROAS like, 5+, honestly, especially as you start to get deeper into the bottom of your funnel. And so today we're going to be uncovering all of that. Now, before we get into today's video, of course, I recommend you guys to smash the like button on this video if you get a lot of value from it, of course, and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. It helps tons with the YouTube algorithm, and then it helps me push more content to you guys, which is every single week. So now that you've gone ahead and done that, let's jump right back into today's topic. All right, so wasting no time today, jumping right into the first single core aspect of what actually increases ROAS, which is your click-through rate. Now, when you're actually trying to build out a solid click-through rate, the things that you should be taking into consideration are your angles and your offer. These are two fundamental areas that you need to be focusing on. When you're trying to create your angles, think about things that can resonate potentially with your audience. Now, this may take some industry research and some customer research, but try to have about 4 to 5 different angles laid out so that you can go ahead and actually test those angles. Now, once you have those angles in place, you can start creating a cool core offer. And the best way to look at an offer is you need to make it irresistible. It needs to be something that is drawing in attention from your potential customer, from all of that traffic that is, getting an impression on that ad, and really makes them say like, wow, like this is definitely worth clicking on the link and going to the landing page, right? So making sure it's a really strong offer. And the best way to figure out, how to curate the best irresistible offer is by doing some industry research, going to your competitors, seeing what they're offering, and then also, again, taking a look into who your customer is and what resonates with them best, right? Some people will resonate more with emotions in terms of, their frustrations. Maybe it's their happiness, stuff like that, right? So if you're creating cool offers around those types of emotions, that's when you're going to start to see some really, really good results around your click-through rate. Now, it's also taking into consideration, obviously, how strong your ad creative is, right? So you want to try to steer away from ads that, are just very, they're not unique in any sort of way. You want to make them unique to your brand. So, adding in your brand color palette, showcasing the products in multiple different angles, having, customers or testimonials in your ads, things like that. So you really want to make sure your ad creatives are really, really strong. That's why I always recommend having about 2 to 3 different creatives that you're testing at the same time so that you know which one can be performing the best with your audience. Now, after you have all of your creatives all ready to go, now it's time to start assembling your ad copy. Now, your ad copy is very, very important because if people maybe don't resonate as well with the video, they'll always click that see more button on the top of your ad where it drops down all of your ad copy. And then that's where you can actually begin to, try to sell them on your offer and your promotion and showcase that product in a more written form of sales copy rather than a, entertainment sense with your actual video. All right, so that is topic number 1, which is your click-through rate. On to component number 2, which is increasing your average order value. Now, increasing your average order value takes a little bit of creativity and probably a little bit of time to actually look into some products that go well, together. But the biggest thing with increasing your average order value is this is obviously going to give you more bang for your buck, right? If you can imagine, if you're spending, $100 a day on ads and it's costing about $1.20, let's say, per link click, right? If you are maximizing on the amount of traffic coming to your website and then being able to increase that cart size, that's obviously going to increase your ROAS. Very simply, that doesn't even require you to increase your ad spend or do anything crazy with your ads. It just requires you to start offering, maybe bundles or upsells into your overall customer acquisition journey, right? And so depending on what website platform you're using, there's a ton of apps that give you a lot of, variables to be able to upsell at the, the cart page, the checkout page, different things, even on your landing page, right? So make sure you're just doing your research into what is going to help you in that scenario. But I'm telling you, if you're increasing your average order value, it's just going to increase your ROAS immensely. All right, so now that you have a ton of traffic on your website, now it's time to focus on the third component, which is your website conversion rate. Now, I know this one's a little bit tricky because it's going to require a lot of time and testing and trial and error. Every time you've worked with a client, it is a process to be able to really nail down a solid conversion rate. But the best thing here to focus on is simplicity is key. You don't want to try to overcomplicate your landing pages, and you definitely don't want to be making it harder for your customer to actually purchase because you have so much on your landing page, right? That's the biggest mistake I see so many people making, is they think that they need to add more into their landing page to sell their customer or their potential customer, rather than actually subtracting from their landing page just to make it as simple as possible, right? And so as long as you check the core boxes of what makes a landing page good, that will lead to a better conversion rate. So my recommendation is, again, go to your competitors, see your competitors who are very successful in your industry and in your niche, and then just be able to model your landing pages off of them. And even, again, like I said, dial back and start subtracting things that they have on their landing page, subtract it from your landing page as well too. Because again, simplicity is key here. You don't want to overcomplicate things. And so making sure that your website conversion rate is, at least above a 2%. I know every industry is very, very different based on industry averages, but aiming for a 2% conversion rate is pretty ideal. Now, in context, if you take, maybe 1,000 website visitors on your website and you have a 1% conversion rate, right? And you're spending about, $100 to have that happen, just for this example. Obviously it's going to make more sense to have a 2% conversion rate rather than a 1% conversion rate, because again, no requiring in you being able to add more ad spend to generate more sales or narrowing down your ads or doing anything there. It just requires you to make your landing page better. So again, this is a very simple way for you to increase that ROAS and really convert more people that are actually clicking the link and coming to your page. All right, the fourth and final method that my agency always guides all of our clients on to increase their ROAS is increasing the lifetime value of their customer. Now, this is something that is, again, it's going to take a little bit of time, especially as you get off of your feet and as you start scaling up your businesses. But the best thing to do is be able to create a loyal, reoccurring audience. And the reason for this is because it's so much easier to sell people that have already purchased from you, right? Because they've already established that credibility with you, that trust with you. They like you as a brand if, potentially if you're serving them with good customer service and high quality products. But having a loyal audience is going to be the easiest audience to sell to because they're already comfortable with shopping with you. So making sure you treat them well through email campaigns, adding value to them in their emails and in social media, things like this. These are all things that are going to help you retain those customers for a longer period of time and increase that lifetime value, right? If you think about some of your favorite brands that you shop from, I know for myself, I always think of Gymshark because I'm constantly going to their website every single month. I'm constantly purchasing from them, and my customer lifetime value is probably in the thousands from them, right? So they do a very good job at treating me well with, not weekly or daily email campaigns, but every month I get a good email campaign, not even them trying to sell me on anything, but just very value driven, right? Their social media is filled with value. So you need to think of ways that can increase that average lifetime value of your customer. And other good ways to also do this as well too is if you have a business that has products that maybe require maintenance or they require other products alongside with it, this could be really, really good to upsell your current customers and new potential customers on so that increases your lifetime value. A really good example of this is a subscription-based type of business, right? A lot of you may have known of the company called Manscaped. They do very, very well at selling their brand of razors, but then on a monthly basis, they can provide, subscriptions to new blades, new trimmers, things like that. So that's going to obviously increase that customer lifetime value. So you can start to get really creative with this. Of course, take things one step at a time. I know for a lot of you beginners, whether you're drop shipping or you're trying to build a really big brand right away, it's better to take things, one step at a time, but just keep it in the back of your mind that increasing lifetime value is going to be the best ROI positive, execution task for yourself from the start, because it's going to allow you to build an audience and then maintain that audience and retain them for the long term so that you're not relying on new cold traffic all the time to convert and generate your profit from, right? So hopefully those 4 components make a lot of sense to you guys. I know that they're, very simple components. A lot of people, they completely overcomplicate the process of increasing their ROAS. So the biggest thing here is just to realize, simplify your business. make sure that you're focusing on these 4 components if you're trying to increase your return on ad spend. And it doesn't matter which ad platform you're using. These 4 components apply to every single one of them. You will increase your ROAS on, Google, on Facebook, on Pinterest, TikTok. It doesn't matter. These 4 components are applicable to your overall business. So if you apply these now, that's when you're going to start to see an increase in profitability across the board. So that wraps up today's video. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, don't forget to smash the like button and of course, subscribe to the channel. Like I said, it helps tons with the YouTube algorithm and helps me post more content for you guys, and hopefully it adds a lot more value. So without further ado, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.